What is up, birds and hoes? It's Ashley Optic Midnight, and today we are doing another episode of Power Down. I've got Amanda here with me.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
Yo,
She
what's
says,
up?
deep into her gigantic microphone.
Yeah.
I don't know how people can when you're playing games on stream or whatever, how can you play with this big thing, like the arms right by you and like
Well,
the things
it's like
in your
this
face?
isn't so bad because I used to have it weirder, so it was closer down, so it was way more awkward. But now it goes like up and over, so it's really not in my way at all. But I don't understand the people who have it like coming over their monitors. I'm like, because it's must be blocking part of their screen.
That's how I used to do it when I did do it, because I had I have a Yeti here on the, you can't see it, but it's on the mount behind me, and I would drag it in between kind of my monitors. But I would
used to do that with the Yeti.
Have to peek around to see my chat sometimes, and now I got this amazing Turtle Beach Elite Pro.
I will say it does sound really, really good for a headset, because honestly, nothing against Astro, but this microphone, I would not use it.
Oh no, it
stream
so
with or
much.
anything.
That's the big difference. I started using this because we just got sponsored by Turtle Beach. So if you didn't know, that's why I'm like, full disclosure. But
nice shirt, Ashley.
Yeah. Oh my God, sell out. I got the fridge behind me, the flag,
Anyway.
Any companies want to hit us up, sponsor the podcast, there's a lot of real estate on the screen here, so let us know. But
it's true. Yeah.
But we got this headset, and I had this problem because my stream would I have to have my air conditioning on this summer. Like it gets hot in my apartment. Yeah. And so my stream would hear it sounded like a bag of nickels being shook. And it sounded like I was in a wind tunnel, and it was so annoying that they could hear that. So we got this, and that's when I started using it. But it's actually pretty good for a gaming headset, I guess.
It is actually, yeah.
Pretty dope. But so we don't have a guest again, and that's my fault, because I just forgot to ask. I forgot to ask people. So next week I don't want to guarantee, because then people get excited, but
it's true.
Next week probably gonna have a guest. I feel like the last episode especially that we did was really topic heavy.
Yeah.
And we're pretty good. I think we've gained podcasting chemistry throughout
for sure
the 12 episodes. I'm sure if I were to go back and if you listen to the older ones at all, I didn't.
The first one I'm probably a little more awkward, because I'm like, okay, hi.
I don't think you're awkward. I think you're really good at talking. That's why I was you're a pretty good person to have on a podcast, because
thank you.
You try to understand how things work and then explain them in a way that makes sense, and you're not shy, because we were just saying before the podcast started, it'd be really weird if you one of us was just nodding and smiling the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when people are like, oh, you should do a contest to get a fan or something as a guest, and I'm like, yeah, but what happens if that fan wins and just sits there the entire time, and the whole point of the podcast was to talk to them about their life, and they're just kind of like,
yeah, I almost feel like we'd have to get another content creator, or at least someone who's had some level of experience of projecting themselves on a screen or stream or video. But okay, listen, first topic that I've written down here, I went deep this morning when I found out about it. You found out about it yesterday, you said?
Yeah, I did.
Apparently, this is a conspiracy theory, okay? So this is not confirmed, this is not news, this is just a fan-made...
But it's an extreme conspiracy theory.
Yes, this is there's a Twitter... I'm going to link the tweet in the description, because I do the I'll do the timestamps in the description of every video for the podcast. And if you go down there, you'll be able to find a link. But there's this lady on Twitter who has showcased all the reasons why Avril Lavigne is dead. And it's been a conspiracy that I guess has been kind of on and off for a while, but now it's really gaining traction again. Yeah. And the conspiracy is, and by the way, I am a huge fan of Avril Lavigne. She was the first ever concert I went to. Nice. I had a big lesbian crush on her in middle school, dude.
Words,
big old lesbian, right?
Yeah. It's at first I wanted to not like her, and then I was like, okay,
what
I'm pretty cool.
Mean? She's so cool. I thought she was so cool.
Yeah, when you're in middle school, Avril Lavigne was yeah.
Oh, dude, skater boy. I was yes, you're so... I
learned that on guitar, and I was like, I'm so cool.
You thought you could have been Avril. So here's the theory. I'm not gonna read the tweets. I will link down below if you're really curious, but I'm just gonna give you the Spark Notes version. So basically, she got big in what? It was like 2002. Yeah, that would be like I was like 13.
2003, yeah. 2003.
Yeah. So, and then the rumor is that she killed herself because her grandfather died, right? Is
Yeah,
that
and that was her
basically-
best friend and biggest supporter.
Yeah, so like her grandfather meant a lot to her, and I guess she alleged. Well, I'm getting too far ahead. So basically, she hated the paparazzi, so they hired this girl who looks just like her, and her name is Melissa. Friggin' what's her name?
Is it Melissa B something? Melissa.
I'm gonna find the name here. Melissa
Vandella.
Vandella. Wow,
Yeah.
we found out at the same time.
We did.
Melissa Vandella was her like I guess stunt double who would like go out and walk around and let people take pictures of her as if she was Avril, and that worked.
Yeah.
And then they became like best friends. And apparently after so then they're best friends. They're cool. They're even like she would like go to the studio with her and everything. So
Yeah.
like they're saying
to learn how to sing. Yeah.
yeah. There's a rumor that like they taught her how to sing there. And so then her grandfather passed away and she got really depressed. And like, I guess the people that lived in like her town thought she was like the town crazy lady. Cause she would like never leave, I guess. I don't know.
And then that second album was just so depressing. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's like-
apparently she recorded the album before she killed herself. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I don't know how much I buy into this, but it sure is interesting. I love a good conspiracy theory.
I'm pretty sure it's a straight up conspiracy theory that somebody was like, okay, Avril Lavigne has changed her makeup over the past 17
Yeah, we'd
years,
have to see her
so-
without makeup. You'd have to
Yeah.
see. Well, and two, she was like 18, right? When she got big. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't look like I did when I was 18 at all.
I do, but
Okay.
I'm a
Well,
rare case.
So are you going to hit puberty ever then? Or just like,
Look.
just waiting? You're just waiting
because
till
I
you're,
don't
like,
wear makeup at
50?
all, so I just don't change.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I mean, she does look a lot different now. And even her music is musically different.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. Do we buy into this? Apparently, like, there's like detailed videos and pictures in this long ass Twitter thread about Avril Lavigne being dead, and it's a big conspiracy. Apparently, then her like stunt double married the guy. She's married to Chad Kroeger, right? Are they still married?
No, they broke up too.
Oh wow. Well, she did at one point marry the guy from Nickelback,
Yeah, Jack Kroger.
and apparently, like Avril thought that Nickelback was horrible. Like the real Avril. I don't know. I don't know, man.
It's good that they broke up. It's like, oh God, we're giving ourselves away.
Yeah, right. They're gonna find out. So I don't know.
Find out I'm not real.
Like I love a good conspiracy theory. I'm pretty sure she just got older and she looks and has different music now.
Yeah, she just looks different.
But-
she dyed her hair and does her makeup differently.
Why don't they dispel this rumor? Because this has been going for a long time. So why don't like the
'Cause
stunt double lady and her just like make a Snapchat video real quick with some
Because I
shitty
don't think
filters?
there's actually a stunt double.
There is. The stunt double's real.
The stunt double's real?
Yeah, it's like confirmed, dude. I mean, I
Okay,
don't.
I
Is
missed
there
that
ever
part
a
of the
picture
story.
of them together? Yeah, Google Melissa Vandella, because apparently they were best friends. So there had to be some kind of picture of them together, right?
What?
What are you finding? Link me. I'm about to show them.
Oh my God, I don't know. Okay, it's so weird. The one that they're trying to say is not Avril Lavigne. Looks. Oh my God, I don't know. I'm just looking. I just Google searched.
She looks just like her.
Okay, I'm starting to believe this conspiracy
Like,
theory.
yes, dude. Even like, cause they found pictures. This girl is real, cause they found pictures of this girl, like pictures of her in middle school or pictures of her looking like younger, like a kid, and they even as kids they look alike.
Okay, that's the picture that I see, but I can't tell if that's
Link it in
actually
the Skype.
real. Oh, it didn't send. Here we go. Oh man, I don't know.
I'm trying to find it.
Yo, there's
Yeah,
even like
see?
pictures like analyzing their chins.
There's there's like pictures of them like looking at her eye corners. This
'Cause I
is
went
them
to the
standing
nose, I was
together,
like,
right?
They have the same nose. It's
Yeah,
an
they
identical
do.
nose shape. They have the same kind of like.
I'm gonna
It's like
put
the
it
bones or the cartilage goes really edgy, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the same person. The nose that's like very.
basically. I'm gonna show them, bro. Look, okay, I'm gonna put it over my cam, guys, or I'll just link it in the description below. But like that looks. I mean, they're together there, right?
Apparently, yeah, but I don't know if this is.
Dude, I had a super little middle school MiDNiTE was all over this dude. I had a super big crush on her, bro. I'm
Look at
telling
her.
you. But like
Oh man.
They look so much alike. So my question is, though, since this is really starting to gain some traction, why don't they, for the lulz, get together, make a video or a picture, and be like, "Yo, I'm alive. Sorry."
Well,
And
because right
maybe
now
the
it's funny
reason
and it
they're
gets people
not
talking
doing
about
that-
Avril Lavigne. So you got to milk this for as long until it starts to almost die down. And then they come out being like,
Well, because 2003, that's allegedly when they're saying, this girl's saying that she died. This was a long time ago. And I feel like you said, you've heard of this before, right? Before yesterday?
yeah, I've heard this a few times and I was always like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it doesn't make
But-
sense until you look at the Twitter thread. I'm just saying.
Well,
Maybe
I
I
looked
like
at the Twitter
to...
thread, but I was just kind of like, okay, you made up a stunt double for her too, but apparently the stunt double was real.
No,
I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The stunt double's like confirmed real. Like there's even a picture. There's a picture in the thread of Avril with like Melissa written on her hand in Sharpie.
I saw that, yeah.
And she's like posing like
Yeah. Well,
I
my
have
thing
my
is that, like, if they're going to
fidget
do that,
spinner, by
why
the way.
wouldn't they just make Avril Lavigne look like Avril Lavigne look like Avril Lavigne forever? Why would they have made her change to the blonde hair and stuff when they've been like, okay, Avril is now dead. You need to get this off, auburnish, reddish hair now.
No,
And,
man, because she
center bank
changed her
it.
look. I think that it's well, okay. So let's say the conspiracy theory is complete.
Yeah,
and
that's the
utter
thing. She
bullshit.
died before she changed her look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But she had to because all people when they get big, they have to change. Like that's why like some artists like every like album that comes out, they have kind of like a look. Like Miley Cyrus, for instance, like when that whatever. Wrecking Ball came
Wrecking
out.
Ball.
She was like crazy Miley, and she's humping
Yeah.
everything, looking like a chicken cutlet on stage, like wearing like skin tight, like latex stuff. And
Yes.
now her new single and album's coming out, and she looks like she just got home from church again. So who knows
People-
what's
yeah, it's
real
true.
anymore, Amanda? I
It's
don't
true.
know.
It's true. I don't know. This is crazy. Now I'm more entertained. At first, I honestly saw this yesterday and I was reading it out loud to my mom and we were just
Really?
laughing. We were just laughing and laughing and laughing. And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, it's possible, bro. I don't know. I think it's possible. I don't know. Because what if she's
I feel
real?
like if somebody dies, they would know. They'd be able to be like,
Well, yeah, like they're fit.
Because
Because
somebody would be like, this is exactly where Avril Lavigne was buried.
yeah, or like, doesn't she have parents or family? Like, who's gonna be like, oh yeah, by the way, my daughter committed suicide, who is like this really big pop star, and now I'm gonna go along with a lie that she's still alive and hang
Exactly.
out
Like,
with her
nobody's
stunt
gonna-
double at Thanksgiving. Like,
Nobody's gonna go around with that.
but what if it? I know it sounds crazy, but what if it goes so deep that her stunt double is going to Thanksgiving? What if it's that deep? What if like Illuminati is real, bro? I'm telling you.
My God. Okay, so I can tell what kind of person Ashley is right now.
Have you, dude? All right. So, have you ever like entertained any other conspiracy theories? Is there any conspiracy theory where you're like, wow, dude, right? Like,
There's some of them. There's some of it.
Name
Always when I was
one.
younger, and I was like, "Oh, Kurt Cobain didn't kill himself." Or
oh,
something
dude,
like
that was my first one. I was
Yeah.
so deep in the Kurt Cobain, Courtney Love killed
Yeah,
Kurt
and then-
Cobain thing.
Yeah, and then the other one's like the Sid Vicious didn't actually. I don't really think that Sid Vicious shot Nancy, but I don't know. I
I've never
can't
heard of
remember.
that one.
Oh yeah, there was like this whole thing where it was actually like a drug dealer that had like, and then because all of the money was stolen from the apartment, and it wouldn't have made sense for Sid to shoot her, pass out, and then all the money to go missing.
Dude,
So-
middle school MiDNiTE believed for sure that Courtney Love had somebody kill Kurt.
Oh yeah,
Because he had
Oh,
like
yeah.
4 times the lethal dose of heroin in his system. How could he have pulled the gun?
Yep.
A shotgun.
Yep. Why would you have needed the shotgun when you have 4 times?
Yeah. So it's like he accidentally overdosed and it was like, ah, screw it. Psh. But then when I got older, I mean, you listen to some of his music and listen to his interviews, you're like,
See the stuff.
he was
and
pretty
you-
destroyed.
He was, and that's sad.
Yeah, it's super sad. Like you could
I
tell.
still hate Courtney. I still hate her.
Fuck Courtney Love, dude. Frances is cool. I follow her on Twitter.
Frances-
Do you follow her on Twitter?
I do.
She
Frances
posts
is cool people.
mad interesting stuff.
Yeah.
And
Frances.
I was a Nirvana nerd in middle school also. It was Nirvana and Avril Lavigne for me.
Good mix.
Yeah, I was popular as fuck.
Lincoln Park.
Oh, dude, Link crawling. Dude, I had
album.
like a music class and we had to like show a song and then show what we understood about the song. So like
Yep, we
this
did
is
that
the
too.
chorus, this is the verse, blah blah blah, this is the
Yep.
bridge. Crawling was my
I
song.
think I did part of me which was like a B-side one or something. No, it's on the first album. Either way, I did a Linkin Park song for sure for that. Totally unrelated. Somebody did I Like Big Butts by Sir Mix-a-Lot and had to stop after like 3 lines. And the teacher was just like, thank you, Justin. That'll be enough. You can have a seat now.
Turn it off. I said family
I think he got
friendly.
a good mark on it though, because he wasn't wrong about any of his analytics of the song.
That's true. That's art, bro.
It was art.
So
Anyways,
I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, there's other conspiracies where I'm like, I don't know. I like reading about. I like to read about if the moon landing was real. I think the moon landing was real, but a lot of the stuff that they showed from it was like fabricated. I'm just saying.
Okay, I could see that's more likely.
If you do your
because I believe it's real. I believe it happened.
Oh, it definitely happened. America, baby, we were first. That's goddamn right.
You can't have it both ways, Ashley. You can't be like, America, fake. But they probably faked some stuff for the promotional issues, but we were still there first.
They did, though, because if you think about it, if you're on the moon, back then, you couldn't even go through, like, airport security without fucking up your camera and the film, right?
Yeah.
So how are they on the moon doing it?
They probably had like $1 million cameras. I don't know. I haven't looked into that one too much because I was just like, I'm pretty sure America, they were there first.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure Armstrong.
We were.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, okay, because I bet the people that get really mad are the people that work for NASA or like the actual guy who's there or the guys that were there, and they're like, bruh, we were there. Yeah. I walked on the moon.
That's what I mean.
But what if they're not? What if they're just shills? They're like Illuminati. What if they go to the same meetings as Avril Lavigne's double? I'm just saying, Amanda.
It's like a support group for conspiracy theory liars.
No, it's like, dude, it's like an Illuminati meeting where they all go and make sure that they got all their shit in line so that nobody finds out.
Oh my God.
And that's how they get her to go to Avril's mom's Thanksgiving and everything.
You say Thanksgiving as if it's like this big deal in Canada. It's not here.
Oh. But you guys Christmas. Have it though, right?
We have it, but it's not like, for whatever reason, you guys see Thanksgiving as like more important than Christmas half the time. You're like, I'm so excited for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, it is like a month away from Christmas. Like, why?
Nah, we're just America and we just love any excuse to like shovel food into our mouth.
Fair. Turkey, like it still happens here. And it's important, but it's not like this like huge thing like it is in the States.
I'm not talking shit about Canada because I think Canada is cool. And if I had to live in a different country that was not where I live now, I'd probably want to live in Canada or Australia or something, right?
Yep.
I live in Minnesota. We're like mini Canada.
You are.
With that being said, y'all jack all our holidays, okay? What does Thanksgiving have to do with Canada? Thanksgiving represents the pilgrims coming here and then hanging out with the natives, and then they have dinner.
Yeah, our Thanksgiving is different. Our Thanksgiving, and I can't believe I'm actually...
It's like a month before ours.
Yeah, it's in October, and it's specifically to... hang on, I'm looking this up. I couldn't remember. Because it's celebrating... Oh, yeah, it's when Parliament passed a law designating a national day of Thanksgiving. So
basically, they wanted some of the America stees.
It's the harvest blessings of the past year.
Good for you. Get original, Canada. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm sounding absolutely psychotic.
That you have ruined the world with?
Yeah, we have.
I'm going to blame Valentine's Day misery on you.
Valentine's Day is not from America.
I don't actually know where it's from.
That might be wrong. We might have to actually Google
it's from
that.
Hallmark. I'm pretty sure Valentine's Day is a Hallmark holiday.
What does that mean?
It means that card companies made it up as an excuse to sell more cards.
Listen, I'm going to read you this thing from Google.
It probably started somewhere else, but then the cards made it bigger.
I see that. Well, every holiday, even like Mother's Day, that was just yesterday or 2 days ago when you guys are seeing this.
Those ones are at like 100%. Those are 100% like fabricated holidays to sell more.
Well, yeah. But there's nothing wrong with that because, I mean, I treat every day like it's Mother's Day for my mom. I love my mom. I feel so blessed and lucky to have a good relationship with my mom.
Yeah.
But, you know, what's a cool, we get an extra day to like purposefully go hang out. I took her to get froyo. Like, it was cool, you know?
To get ice cream. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Valentine's Day has always been a thing, but it was just like, Hallmark made it a thing where it's like, here, give somebody you love a card for Valentine's Day for romantic reasons.
Have you ever given somebody a Hallmark card for Valentine's Day?
No, I don't buy cards at all.
Yeah. I haven't bought a Valentine's Day card since we were in like elementary school, and you had to buy everyone a card and give everyone one.
Same.
And candy.
Same. That was the last time.
But
yeah,
you'd write something special on your crush's cards, and I never got anything special because I was a little too into Nirvana and Avril Lavigne, maybe.
It's okay. You had your posters.
Oh, I did, dude. I had posters. I had like, there was a time also that I had like a whole wall of Eminem posters, like him with his shirt off and everything. Like,
did you have that Usher poster that everybody seemed to have?
I don't think I had an Usher poster, but I love Usher. Like, he's my man crush Monday. He's my man crush Monday.
Yeah, there's that one Usher poster where he's like, basically you can see like the V's of his abs.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. From like the early 2000s.
Love that. And they'd be like, Amanda, you should get one of these. And I'd just be like, I don't like Usher.
How do you not like Usher?
I don't hate Usher, but
I love Usher.
I didn't want a half naked picture of Usher on my wall.
Like, I'm pretty sure if I made eye contact with him, I'd instantly become pregnant. Like, I'm positive that would happen. Yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna move on subjects though, because
this is like the most Minnesota thing I've ever heard.
I feel like I'm like making myself sound legit crazy at the first quarter of this podcast. I don't really believe in all these conspiracy theories.
They're just fun to talk about.
Yeah, I just like entertain, like, you know, fucking around and pretending there's an Illuminati and the moon landing's fake and Avril Lavigne's been dead since 2003. So you heard it here first. Wow. That's a powered down news segment. I have written down here, we should talk about these YouTube ads, because the YouTube ads, are they kind of repairing the system a little bit, you think?
A little bit. Like, I don't think it's necessarily fixing like who the ads are going on, like the videos, because I know like a lot of the creators are still being messed up, but there are Coca-Cola ads reappearing on the site. Like, I've never seen the Sprite ones disappeared, and Sprite and Coca-Cola are the same company, but there's actual Coca-Cola ads popping back up again. So that means that like Coke's at least being like,
and the reason that's significant, if you guys don't know, is that Coke pulled their ads at one point from YouTube completely.
Yeah. Pepsi did too.
And I feel like because there was a big creators summit in New York where all like the top 100 or 150 YouTubers get invited, and like all these, like they had like Katy Perry and like cool people coming to talk about their brands and branding and everything, which would be super exciting to see. Like, I think that's super awesome. Yeah, I follow a few YouTubers like on Instagram and Snapchat, and
to see it happen,
they mostly show like the fun parts. I would actually really be more interested in hearing the talks that go down.
Casey and I actually talked about some of the stuff that happened and how the creators were like pretty mad about some of the stuff that was being said, and they were like honest about it. They were like, look,
yeah, this is our chance.
You're going to invite us out here, but then you're also going to treat us like this? Like, come on.
Yeah, and I feel like
they invited H3 Productions, and he's like the biggest person being like, YouTube's fucked us over so many times. Sorry, I said the F word, but like he's one of the biggest ones, and they invited him. So he was like,
I think that's,
he's like, they're making it really hard for us to complain because they're being so nice to us.
Yeah, it is hard to be like almost bite. Because, I mean, on one hand, YouTube has provided this platform for all of these people to essentially become like extremely rich and successful in what they're doing in their creative like side, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But where YouTube's been fucking up, I think, is just their lack of communication. Like, even one episode of the podcast where we talked about the Cleveland guy who went who went completely off the rails and like murdered somebody. That episode actually got demonetized. I had to completely re-upload it because I put the word Cleveland, a city, in the title and description. And so the problem is that we don't know, and especially like a lot of Call of Duty channels are super suffering because of World War II, and just some of the stuff that they're talking about with those videos is getting demonetized just because it flags in the system. And maybe the system will become better the longer that it's out there, but it just, there's no communication for us. So if I'm going to say, okay, well, I want to upload a video talking about the fake moon landing or whatever, for some reason, if that's demonetized, like, I don't know that until I have to go through an appeal process. And then that means I'd have to like schedule my video and go through the process and then figure it out. And it's an automatic
system. And like, you
can
get dinged for appealing too. Like, if they're like, if you appeal for a reason that didn't need to be appealed or something, they'll like you can have your channel terminated if it happens too much. Like, every time I get any kind of weird little thing, they're like, oh, okay, be careful before you try to like reverse claim this or something, because it can count as a strike against your channel. Yeah. Whereas if you just leave it, nothing's going to happen. It's like, well.
And part of me gets it. Like, there is really damning content that goes up on the site sometimes, and they're not able to catch it right away. And then I get it from an advertiser's perspective. Pepsi or whoever doesn't want to have an ad. Ooh, drink Pepsi over like this crazy racist video or something.
But at the same time, they advertise on television, and television is loaded with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's loaded with violence, it's loaded with war, it's loaded with World War II
but
stuff.
But that stuff is like rated. And like, so if they say, okay, we're going to show the movie Die Hard, and if there's a coloring book commercial, I know this is a horrible example, but they say, well, we only want to be advertised on this type of content. You know, they can do that with TV. With YouTube, and by the way, YouTube ads make considerably less amount. I don't know if you saw this stat. I'm going to butcher it too. This is a powered down stat. But there was like some kind of statistic where like, let's just use, I don't even remember what channel they used, but maybe like H3 or some kind of like big YouTuber. They reached, you know, so many millions of people, and they got, you know, $100,000 worth of ads or something like that. Something just some kind of like low number compared to TV.
It was H3. It was H3. Over 1 million views on a video and only made $400, and that was the equivalent of how many people watched his video with something like 40 NFL football stadiums. So if you would imagine if he had sold out 40 NFL football stadiums, how much money he would have made comparatively, just for people, you know.
Yeah, like that's really bad, that number that you said. Like it's really it's pretty bad. Like usually a million gets you quite a lot more than that. Yeah. And so, but they looked at the show. I think it was like The New Girl or some shit on TV on one of the networks. And it made like millions and millions of dollars. And it's just because I think the advertising on YouTube, like, it's going to change, I think you're starting to see more like focused ads. Like, you ever notice when you like look at a watch, and then for the next 4 weeks, all of your YouTube ads are like watches. Yeah,
any kind of ad that pops up in between something on Instagram or something is literally what I just looked up like 2 days ago on my phone or something. Yeah. Or even like earlier that day.
And I'm like, damn.
But like the upsides of things like YouTube, though, is that YouTube knows more than TV does. All TV can guarantee is like, well, we know that people in these households are around for like a certain amount of time during this day, and their TV seems to be on watching this channel between these hours and these hours. And we know that this person who owns the account is like a 38-year-old man, but you don't know if he has a wife, you don't know if he has kids, you don't know anything else about him. Whereas like YouTube, almost everybody who signs on has an account. You know, okay, we know exactly how old this person is. We know if they're a female. We know what else they like. We know what they watch on YouTube. We can literally give you the most accurate place to place your ads for a fraction of the cost that is way cheaper and way easier and way more widespread. So it's like infinitely better than TV commercials.
Yeah.
But
and also people, I don't think people realize how much of the ad money that YouTube themselves takes. I'm pretty sure it's 60%.
Yeah, and then they take most.
They take 60% because they're providing the platform.
Which
and then
makes sense.
40%. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I feel like, especially for some of the bigger channels, they could even leverage that differently, though. Because if they are so popular with a certain demographic, then that makes it easier for YouTube to say, like what you're saying, like, hey, we know that this 18 to 21-year-old females are watching a bunch of this guy, you know? One of the popular guy YouTubers or whatever. So,
well, that's why some people are getting smart. I'm pretty sure I saw a phase sensor ad. So he's running his own ads on his own videos.
You can do that with some networks. I think it's full screen that you can do that.
Yeah, full screen. All the phase guys are with full screen, I'm pretty sure.
It depends on what network you're with, and then they do that. So I've seen ads where like literally another YouTuber's stream just starts playing over someone's video, like a 2-hour stream. And it's like,
what? Okay, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure this was like a gym or fitness commercial or like a G Fuel commercial with him in it, which makes sense.
No, that definitely makes sense, because then they sell that ad back to his own network, which totally makes sense. Exactly. So I don't know. I think that advertisers are apparently, maybe they just feel safer with this kind of thing that YouTube has put in place.
Yeah, I think YouTube did a lot of talking and negotiating with them. And I know specifically at Playlist Live, they did an entire segment where they were talking to advertisers and like about advertisers. But the thing is that you can't just focus so much on the advertisers that you're forgetting the catalyst that brings the advertisers around. And you don't have anything without the creators. YouTube is literally nothing without the creators. So you have to have that transparency that they're just not giving us.
Yeah, and I think that they're trying to like save it. I saw the video that Susan, the CEO,
Yeah.
released talking about how this is really important to them. And obviously it is, because it hurts them also. When
It does.
advertisers start pulling stuff, like, this hurts them. So they're trying to figure out a way to make everybody happy. And just their lack of transparency. Like, why isn't it in the terms of service what type of content is monetizable? Or if you are a partner channel, why isn't there you know, something that you can read about or you know, check to see, oh, am I right? Like it'd be helpful to know from a content creator's standpoint, like, hey, if I upload this, I'm not going to be able to monetize it, and you either have to be okay with that or not okay with that.
Yeah, and then the other
to have
thing,
nothing, it sucks.
Yeah, because the other thing is sometimes you know right away if your whole video has been unmonetized, you see, okay, it's not monetized at all. But then there's the other thing where your video can kind of get flagged where it's okay for monetization, but advertisers have to opt in. And that's what happened to that H3 video. Is something happened that, you know, they basically said this video has something in it that is really bad, and then nobody watched it. And then the advertiser was like, no, never mind, we just don't want our ads on that. So, and then it won't tell you that happened. So that's why it's like you have these certain videos where you're like, I feel like, you know, this got way more views than the last video. Why is it making no money? And it's like, oh, it's because advertisers actually opted out of advertising on it because of the way YouTube marketed it to them. But they're not telling you what they said. Like, YouTube doesn't say the reason why this video got flagged this way because of this. I guess, like, even for H3, he had to go through his network to go to YouTube to kind of like get specific reasons as to why something was happening. Because the average person, like Philip DeFranco even mentioned it too, like there's nobody mentions anything. There's nothing, like, it should be one of these things when you turn on your dashboard, you click on your video manager and it should tell you right there, okay, this has this content in it and that's why it's not making money or something, you know?
I mean, so it's hard because it's an automated system, right? So they're
then
going
it could just
off
be an automated tick. It could just be an automated, like, okay, this is what the system found that we don't like.
Yeah. Instead of like, oh, wait, what did I do?
Yeah. And that's where it is right now. It's like, I don't know what I did, you know?
They fucking up, pushing people to Twitch. Listen, I've been at Twitch, all right? I'm focusing on Twitch and the podcast, but mostly Twitch. Because... I mean, Twitch, well, I can't, I don't think you can really compare them that much.
No,
maybe because Twitch has this beta where you can upload videos. Yeah. I haven't done it yet because I'm just not sure how that would go, I guess. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. No. But, you know, Twitch is more like instant interaction and almost like instant gratification in the sense of, like, if you're doing something or playing a game or putting out some kind of content, that reaction is like instant, whereas YouTube is more creative. You're going through a process. No matter what kind of video you're making, it's a longer process, and then you have to upload it, and then you're kind of in this like waiting period where you're like waiting for some comments to come in and see what they think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the big thing, is sometimes you just don't know how people are going to react to things. Like, sometimes I'd put up videos that I think are going to do bad and they just randomly do really well.
Oh, dude, listen, I've been doing YouTube since 2010, and even like till like lately, there's videos where I'll work forever on them and be really confident. Okay, I got a good title, thumbnail. It's a good video. I'm about to kill it. And I upload it. And it's like no one gives a shit. And I'm like, what? Okay. So then I'll have something happen, or a video where I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just upload this. And, you know, it'll be a video to put up, you know, because I've uploaded like thousands of videos, right? So I upload it, kill it. For some reason, everyone wants to see it and pay attention to it, even though the idea, I think, is not very original or cool, and it just booms. And it's one of those videos that gets like mad tail end views. And I'm crazy. Like, what? Like, apparently I still haven't figured it out after like 6 or 7 years on the platform. I never figured it out.
You never figured it out.
I mean, that's not necessarily. Yeah, it's not necessarily true, because there's videos where like the thing that happened on Livestream where Matt donated too much by accident. I knew right away that video was going to get a lot of traction. I didn't know it would get put on Reddit and like all that crazy stuff, which really helped its like traction.
Yeah, it got mad traction.
But now it's on like all these top 10 like live stream fails, which I don't want to end up on live stream fails. I mean, I feel like I got
so proud
up there for a cute reason.
Yeah, it was a cute reason.
Like, at least I didn't like punch my mom in the face live on stream or something like that.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like what was the girl that like was accidentally like continually accidentally showing her
legendary Leia
lady parts. Yeah.
Soda Pop's girlfriend. Yeah. they were boy shorts. No, that was your yeah.
That's not shorts. I know enough to know that's not shorts, lady.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see your sunburn under there. Ooh, transition. Did you know? I know I look really pale. Do I look? Yeah. I mean, I kind of look pale, right? You do too. Yeah. So, I mean,
I'm always pale.
If you want to argue, I mean, guess we can. But, like, I went outside for the first time, like, in the sun for the first time since, like, September.
You burned.
I got fucked up, dude. Like, do you get sunsick for being so pale?
Yeah.
Like, it literally makes me sick to be out. Like, I went outside for, like, an hour and a half. Beautiful day. I was soaking it in. You know, I walked up, bought a Gatorade, you know, was just feeling it, listening to some music in my headphones.
So nice.
And I realized my shoulders are pretty sunburned, right? I didn't wear sunscreen because I'm trying to, like, you know, just take in the sun. A bad plan.
You can do that for 10 minutes and then you put on the sunscreen.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And I got burnt. It wasn't the worst. It's definitely not the worst burn I've ever had, but I, like, literally get, like, a badass headache and I feel like horrible, like dehydrated almost. Does that happen to you too?
Oh yeah. I don't do well in heat. Like, I like it theoretically.
Feels good.
I like it like that's why I like spring the most, but we don't get spring here anymore. It's terrible. But
yeah, didn't it just snow there like a month ago?
Yes, and now it's just raining and it's cold and it's sad. But it's gonna get really warm, and I'm gonna like the sun for a bit. But I'm gonna go outside or it's just when you're driving and your car is too warm because there was sun beating in it and stuff, and you just can't.
I don't have AC in my Jeep, bro. My compressor or whatever is broken.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I tried putting more Freon in it, and I was like, I'll fix it. Worked for like a day. And I realized the whole thing needs to be replaced. So I'm like, screw it. I'll just ride with my windows down.
Jeez, yeah.
Which is kind of fun, but yeah, I look like ratchet as frick anywhere I show up because then I've been getting hit by the sun. My hair's all fucked up.
You're gonna get that thing where, well, most people get it anyways. You're gonna get it really bad where like your left arm is more tan than your right arm.
Every single it already is.
It already is. Like, bro. What's wrong with you? It's like I drive a car.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
And I wear a t-shirt too, so I got the trucker farmer's tan going.
You do?
I'm sexy in the summer, dude. Like, I have like cut lines and like it's all bad. The troubles of being a fair skinned person. If you guys aren't pale, like I know people like they can just go in the sun for like an hour and then they just start turning brown and they're like
and it's like even, but like no, I freckle.
You're
just,
even
like, I don't even tan.
Like
it's
in my
freckles.
Snapchat story, I noticed like because I was in the sun a little bit yesterday, even too for Mother's Day. Like my skin looks all blotchy. I look like I was on Naked and Afraid for a week. Like I look like I'm near death just because like I went and walked the dog. Like, it's not good. I should really put on like sunscreen for real.
Yeah, you gotta. It's important. It's dangerous out there.
It is. It's hard out there.
Actually, though.
It's hard out there for a pale person. You know where else it's hard out there?
Where else is it hard out there?
I'm trying to get better at the topic transitions. Is it hard to live on your own? I got this. We tweeted out a little question for you guys to just see if you guys wanted us to talk about anything in particular. Yeah. And we were asked tips for living on your own and related experiences you have both had doing that for the first time. So when did you move out of your parents' cribbo?
In like when I moved away for university. So it's probably been like 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago now, actually. It's been a while.
You left the nest.
I left the nest.
I was like, well, I wouldn't say early. That sounds about normal for an American or you're
Canadian.
Not American. North American person.
Yeah, North American. Yeah, I moved out for university because I had to move to a different city.
Yeah.
Like, if I had been able to go to school where I lived, I would have just stayed at home until I was done my degree, but I had to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it? Did you move into dorms or you just moved into like
No,
a place
I went right
friends?
to apartments because it's way cheaper. I got a place with a friend. It was an interesting experience. I pretty much just stayed in my room. That's pretty much what I do now. I just stay in my room all the time. But back then it was like pointedly.
I've never lived with a roommate that I didn't know.
Yeah, same. I've known everybody I've ever moved in with for like better or worse scenarios of what's happened there.
So what, you were like, you moved in with a friend that you already knew?
Yes. And I will not go into specifics about any of my roommates beyond the fact that they're all fantastic, because I feel like half of them actually watch this podcast.
So you're like, it was fun. It was great.
It was great. Everything was fine.
Was there any kind of struggle though in between when you moved and when you didn't?
No, honestly, I've done really well living on my own. I feel like I've done pretty well. Like, you know, I was always pretty good at like, you know, I don't know. I've just always kind of been good at like juggling that kind of stuff, because I'd already had a job all through high school. So I already knew how to juggle that with school, and I'd already been in university. So I already knew how to juggle that. And then it was just kind of adding in doing things like making sure I'm eating and doing laundry.
Yeah, I miss my mom cooking for me, man. That's the
I actually don't mind it now. I do like it, but I feel like I eat healthier. Not that my parents even eat bad, but they're just like, I feel like it's a bigger portion type thing where I'm like, I'm okay with this and this, but they're just going to be like, oh my God. I don't know if they just do it because I'm home, but they're like, we're going to make like 5 different vegetables and we're going to have a big old potato.
I just liked chilling in my room and then smelling food. And I'm like, yo, it's lit. Mom made pizza rolls or whatever. Not pizza rolls because she wouldn't cook that. But like, you know, she made dinner. And like,
see, that's nice.
Yeah, like I miss. That's probably the number one thing I miss about living with my mama. I lived with my mom kind of late, actually. I lived with her, I think until, how old was I? 24? That's pretty. Yeah, I lived with my dad for a while, and then I went live with my mom, and she was really like understanding about me wanting to do this because I had a shitload of debt from school, like medical bills. Like I had a shitload of money that I owed. And so I was pretty honest with her. I was like, yeah, I'm doing this and I'm trying to do this and pay off my stuff. So I paid her like a little bit of rent, nothing crazy, just to help her out. And like, you know, I'm old, or I was older. So I just felt like I should pay rent where I live.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, once I moved out though, I saved up, I paid off all my debt, which is an amazing feeling. And then I moved to an apartment that I hated, that I didn't know I was going to hate when I moved in though. And I did it alone. I just did like a studio apartment. Like I've never lived with like roommates.
See, I think it'd be cool to have my own place, but it's like, it's really expensive here because it's a university town. Like people only come here if they're old because they're just retiring here, or because of like, there's 5 different schools here, and it's a very small town to have this many different schools. Like there's 2 major universities, like 4 colleges. So, and then a bunch of like smaller, like really not fake colleges, but more like those specialized like Oltons. I don't even know if you
like a technical school.
Yeah, like the ones where you take this 1-year class for like a shit ton of money, and then you automatically will place you in a job next year or something type thing.
Oh,
you
damn.
know? Yeah, but like, you know, like, oh, study here to be a paralegal, something like that. So they have all those. So it's literally a university town that's very small. So the rent's all jacked up because of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like really, really expensive to live here.
I mean, it was definitely more expensive than I was paying at my mom's, but it wasn't like horrible, I guess. I kind of liked the idea of like getting to take care of myself and deciding what I wanted to do and when and why, and I can stay up late and do whatever I want. Like it's a lot of freedom.
You couldn't do that at the age of 24 at your parents' house, Ashley?
Nah, man, and it's kind of like a buzzkill to be like, hey, come over, I'm at my mom's. Like,
yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
It's kind of like,
I gotcha.
But
no, it's true.
Part of it too is I think it's because I chose to do it that way. I had friends who offered me to come live with them.
Oh, okay.
Way before that, probably when I was like 21. They're like, "Yo, we're gonna get a house, and it's gonna be like 5 of us." And I was like, "This sounds like a terrible idea." Like I literally just was like, "That's like," I just knew what it was gonna be like, and then you know, like 6 months later, literally what I thought was going to happen ended up happening. Like it was a bunch of effery, like people didn't get along, and it was just all drama.
I had friends who did something like that. It was like 2 couples, and like by the end of the year, the 2 couples had already all broken up, and we all knew it was probably going to happen, but it still sucked. But yeah, no, it's just, roommates are stressful. Like just living, I don't even know. It's a very stressful thing.
Dude, I've never lived with them, so it's like, I don't know. I don't have a lot to add in that regard, but I can see how it would be, because there's certain, like I see like my friends all the time complain like, oh, my roommate didn't clean this and now we have bugs. Like,
yeah, it's pretty common. It's like, it's hard. Like I know I'm not the best roommate either, but I feel like I'm definitely not the worst roommate, and that's what counts.
You gotta be A mediocre roommate.
Yeah, I'm the mediocre roommate.
You should strive to be an average roommate.
I do just enough that somebody can't get really mad at me, but not so much that they feel bad about themselves. So
you're just skidding under the radar.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
Funny.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like it's not that bad of a thing. Just like make sure you're taking care of yourself. That's the big thing.
Yeah, and understanding, like making a list of shit to do. That list helped me a lot. Like if I have to do something or get something, because like when I lived with my mom, like she would just get, where's the trash bags? Oh, they're here because she bought them.
Yeah,
and she did that. And like when you're older, when you're living on your own, you're like, I gotta feed myself and make sure my place doesn't fall apart.
Oh, yeah. And when you're going to have roommates, I think the biggest thing is to actually over talk about things ahead of time. Being like, okay, so like, what do we do when we run out of toilet paper? Does everybody just take turns buying toilet paper? Or do we have like a community amount of money that just goes into buying the toilet paper? Like, so that people can't be like, I bought the toilet paper last week or last month and now there's no more. And they can
Becky's using
like,
way too much of it. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like, they're like, well, you bought it. I bought it last week. It's like, yeah, but I bought it time before that. And I got a 24 roll pack and you got a 12 roll pack. So it's still your turn. Like you got to figure that kind of crap out ahead of time. Cause like little things will build up.
Yeah, F that.
And I openly recommend keeping as much things separately as possible because then it causes the least amount of stress. But toilet paper, you can't really separate that. You're gonna have to deal.
My TP, dude.
But it's like people like sharing milk, and then it's like, if the milk's just gone one day, and
like if they eat, like let's say you get like Chinese food, and then they eat your leftovers, like I would be triggered into another dimension, and I will fist fight somebody. Like,
I would. Like every once in a while, the guys at the Optic joke about somebody being like, they ate my Chipotle, and then they find out that it's like Crimsix just randomly came over to use somebody's internet and ate the Chipotle.
Yeah, no,
like,
I'm stone cold stunning.
That was okay.
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So speaking of this is really, I'm bad at transitions.
It's okay.
The thing that I really wanted to touch on, because we had Kosdff as a guest a few episodes ago, is a really good episode because we talked about all the crazy shit that's been happening at the TK house and how they have to move and they're getting evicted almost type of thing. Yeah. And
they're in a new place now. So
now they've moved. But Kosdff has a warrant out for his arrest.
Kosdff is the fugitive.
Yes.
I made a picture for the occasion.
Yeah, I saw he got like 1,000 retweets or something like that. It's crazy. So like what happened though? I mean, he's not here to answer, but we've both been following his journey, especially ever since he was on the podcast. So
yeah. So basically,
what happened?
From what I have gathered from his videos and what he said is that he was mentioning, for one, he was getting those fines for having too many roommates, and he got the fine for leaving the garbage bags outside a day too early before when they were moving, which he said it wasn't like food or anything. It was just like stuff that they were clearing out of the house. So he didn't pay those fees on time, but he was like, if something like that happened in New York and I forgot to pay a fee or a fine, they would just up the fine and like send me another letter or something, and I would just have to pay more. But in Cobb County, because for one, they're obviously actively hating him.
Like they got a hard on for these.
They got a hard on for him. But then also, I guess the South just works this way. They actually issued an arrest warrant for him on a Friday afternoon, knowing that nobody could do anything about it because there wouldn't be enough time for his lawyer to go do anything about it. So if he got picked up, he'd probably be able to get on bail. But he wouldn't be able to do anything for that weekend. And it sucked for him because he was going to go visit his mom.
Yeah.
Couldn't go visit his mom.
They would track him down.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's not all right. I'm not gonna say it's super common for that to happen, but it's not that uncommon for that to happen in America. Like if you get a parking ticket and you don't pay it, yes, you will start to accumulate a fee. Mm-hmm. But if you don't pay it for so long or you have multiple, they will put a warrant out for your arrest. So if you're driving around and an officer scans your plates and you're like, oh shit, this person has a warrant, let me bring him in.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you're forced to deal with it. And eventually, like, that's what happens. It is surprising that happened so quick, though. And maybe because
the Cobb County specifically was like, we have fines that have not been paid from this person.
I wonder if it would be, well, I guess we'd have to ask him. I wonder if, because he doesn't own the house where he was being fined. So
no, but he was the one doing the things.
He had trash in his backyard.
Yeah, because he was the one, and he was the one living with too many roommates. So that's what I mean. I feel like there's just this very weird holdover there of where it kind of gets the blurred lines of like somebody was doing something illegal in the house, but it's your house, but it was technically leased out to these other people, but they're the homeowners. Like it's a very confusing situation. But
it is,
the long and short of it is that he was under house arrest basically for he was hiding from the law all weekend.
Do you think he overplayed that a little bit? Because if he would have like went out to Wendy's or wherever, would you think he would have had a swarm of cop cars around him as he's going through the drive-through?
But there is a really good chance that if he was out driving and I don't know how far this new or how far this new place is from their old place. If like these people sound crazy. Like they hunt him down specifically. Like they could very easily be out looking for his vehicle or like trying to like really push it because they want to take him down hard and got really upset when they found out that they couldn't do anything about it.
I wonder why his lawyer, because he has a lawyer, it sounds like that's been dealing with it. I wonder why his lawyer wasn't like, hey man, they're going to try to arrest you if you don't do X, Y, and Z. Like,
yeah, well, I'm guessing that's what it was, his lawyer. Because I know when the arrest warrant went out, he was out of the house going to do errands and vlog and stuff, and immediately turned right back around and went home. And they were like, just stay there, because that was the big thing is that if he tried traveling to visit his parents, is that the second he got into the airport, they would have like, looked at they would have gone over his like passport and everything and been like, oh, you have an arrest warrant out for you, like you can't
leave,
you can't get on a plane. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, we know a fugitive. We're cool, Amanda.
Yeah. Like he probably could have gotten away with going down to the corner store or something and nothing would have happened. But it's just kind of like, I feel like they live in one of these gated communities now that he would have had to have driven, like 10, 15 minutes to get anywhere. And it's probably just not worth it.
Shoot. I got no problem staying home all weekend.
There
I have no arrest warrants.
No arrest warrants, but might as well.
Nobody's looking for me, dude.
Exactly.
I'm just going on my walk and getting sunburnt.
Yeah. I'm always wondering though if he had to did he legally have to turn himself in or does it just not?
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know much about how that works.
Because if you have so like we're gonna have to talk to him.
I'll have to. We should have him on again. Not maybe as soon because I think he was one of our. Well, like we had Jewel on last, but he was one of our recent.
He was
guests.
The one before that, yeah.
So we'll have to catch up with him again soon. But
yeah,
it is really interesting. He's one of our YouTuber friends, so we just thought it was really interesting to talk about his. Saga is continuing.
His shenanigans. He's both like, I mean this the nicest way. He's both like one of the most mature people I know in the community, but then also one of the most like immature random because he's all like, I'm just doing all of this stuff that I know is going to get me fined, but I don't mind paying the fine, so it's okay. Yeah. It's like, oh, now I have a fugitive. Like I'm a fugitive now. There's an arrest warrant out for me.
Yeah,
it's like,
it sounds like he didn't pay the fines. So.
Yeah, it's like we're law-abiding citizens and we don't bother anybody. But here, watch a video of Ham setting a skateboard on fire and ollieing into a pool.
There's nothing illegal about that though. That's on their own.
There's nothing.
Property.
It's great.
Private property.
That's what I mean. No, I love it because he's both one of these like I have a law degree and I'm super serious and super like up to date with everything, but I'm also living out this amazing high school.
Like I watched his vlog recently where they were at the supermarket and they were freaking around. For some reason, the supermarket has telephones all over the poles. I guess if there's something
so that you can check
happens.
in with people. So like somebody's like if they're doing price checks instead of having to like run all around the store, they can just call into the people at the cash and be like.
They don't have like walkie-talkies?
Apparently not. They don't have
walkie-talkies. That's crazy. But yeah, they were like fucking around with the intercom and saying like crazy shit over the intercom. Yeah. I don't know. I think you have a good point. I think it's really cool how he is a pretty mature and like intelligent dude, but he knows he's a troll too. That's what his videos are about too.
Exactly.
He's a troll.
That's the word I'm looking for. He's like the most mature troll.
There's good trolls and bad trolls. Like bad trolls are the guys or girls, people who on the internet who are just like, oh yeah, F you, I'm just trolling her. I don't know. I can't even think of like a good
Kill
example.
yourself, LOL JK.
Yeah, like the kids that use like cancer as an adjective, like they're just idiots. Yeah. And so they're not like good, funny trolls, right? But a good, funny troll is a person when like they know what they're doing it to be funny and not malicious.
Yeah.
And it's not really hurting anybody he's been pretty successful at that, I think. So
he has, yeah. I think
Kosdff, if you happen to watch, you're welcome to come back on anytime. I hope you don't get arrested.
Yeah, seriously. I hope they get that sorted today.
Yeah, I'm interested to find out what happens with it. I'm also interested in finding out what's going to happen in the COD World League because am I wrong in saying that all of the teams are now qualified for the playoffs? Or is there one more week?
I think there's one more, but I honestly just know that FaZe and Optic already played, so.
Yeah, Optic played.
I thought Optic was the last week, so.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure they have to practice now until the finals, which are happening on the I'd say the weekend of the 26th. That starts on a Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to find out that because it's the LAN League, guys. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's like an actual esports arena in Ohio where the teams went and they play on land and they qualify for the league, and now these playoffs are going to be happening at the end of the month. And also, I forgot to write down, but I should mention this. CoD Champs got officially announced this last week for Orlando, Florida. Probably, I don't know what venue they said, but I'm imagining the convention center. And that's going to be August 18th. Hold on, I'm going to look at the calendar so I don't butcher this.
I thought it was like the 10th.
It is. It's the 10th through the 13th, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Maybe even the 9th through the 13th. I don't know why it would start that early. But that's freaking awesome. I'm definitely going to go. Like, I was internally debating, like, should I go to Anaheim? Should I go to CoD Champs? I wanted to go to both, but I just couldn't make it work in my head. But definitely CoD Champs.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff that you're able to do. And Orlando's cool. It's in a cool spot.
I'm going to try to go. I'm going to try to see if I can, like, set a donation goal or something and see if we can hit it. Because...
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at too. Like, I don't know if I can just like, it's expensive to go to these events, and so
it is.
To like go to both of them is like, it's a huge swing.
Yeah,
but I'm excited to go. I'm not excited because August in Florida is gonna be hot as shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna die. I've never really had a strong interest to go to Florida, and I definitely don't have a strong interest to be there in August.
I've been there before. I went to my first ever MLG event in 2011.
Okay.
And it was in October, and I stepped out of the airport and immediately my t-shirt started sticking to me. Like, it's so humid. I was not ready. And that was in October when it's supposed to be like cooling off.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, good thing it's all being played indoors, but even like I'm imagining like because if you think about like last year they had like the outdoor events for CoD Champs.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be hot as shit.
Like, I want to play paintball. Am I gonna pass out? I ain't trying to die.
Yeah, it seems. I don't know. It seems like it's still gonna be a good event though, and I definitely want to go. I've been to Florida before. Orlando is actually really cool. I have like people from Florida are crazy. Most of the people I have friends from Florida, so I could say that. You find out about like all the alligators. No thanks. All the crazy like news that comes out of Florida. No thanks. But Orlando is actually super nice. That's where like Universal is and all that. Yeah. So it should be a good time.
I might try.
I think you should go. I think you should try.
Okay. All right, I will try.
You were trying to get me to go to Anaheim, and now I'm going to try to get you to go to CoD Champs.
See, and that's worse, but no, it's okay.
That's
because I am still going to Anaheim, Ashley.
I know. I know.
Jeez.
Yeah, did I link you to the video? I know I told you about it, but did I link you the actual video of the gray white sharks and the paddleboarder?
No.
Do you want to watch it?
You did not.
Here. I'll link the video down in the description, guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. I saw it on Twitter. You can't get there's not too big of a clear shot of the guy, but there was a guy paddleboarding, or maybe even multiple people paddleboarding, and there was like 12 great white sharks like swimming around close to the shore of this beach, and they got on this like big ass helicopter and were like, "Sir, there's 12 great white sharks in your area. Slowly and calmly return to the shore." Like, miss me with that. I don't like the ocean. You've been to the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I will. Yeah, I live on the east coast of Canada. So.
Oh, duh! Yeah. I'm an idiot. Do you go like to beaches and stuff?
Yeah, we have beaches, but there's not really so many worries of sharks here because the water's too cold. We get them every now and again, but for the most part, the water's too cold.
Yeah, apparently this happened because the water is still so damn warm. They haven't even migrated yet because the water's too warm. Because climate change is real. Just saying,
it is real. That's actually because we've been getting more shark activity in our areas because the water's starting to get warmer.
Yeah. True facts.
But we get really bad winters because like the more they melt, the more the ice caps melt, the more that moves down. Like all the coldness starts spreading out. So it's like a mess. It's just a huge mess.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
that's terrifying.
I don't know, but yeah,
this is my biggest fear.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm okay with being on a boat or something, but like anything being in the water or like with things around me, and then adding to the fact that it's a shark, like that is the only thing. And it's like because you can't really see what's going on.
I'm afraid of the ocean, man. Like I've been in it a couple times, but I'm afraid of jellyfish. Mostly, I'm more afraid of jellyfish than I am of sharks because I don't want to get stung and like have to be like get depoisoned or whatever the frick. And like, I don't know, like when stuff touches your legs when you're in the water.
I don't want to get my leg bitten off and then have to deal with not having a leg. So that's my bigger concern.
For real. Yeah. And I even like, well, because I live in Minnesota, right? So we have a shitload of lakes. Yeah. I don't like swimming in the lakes. You can't see.
I do like lakes. I don't like that you can't really know it's there, but at the same time, I know it's a lake and there can only be so much going on.
No, listen.
But I do get paranoid.
Seen some shit in the lakes.
I get weirdly paranoid though.
Them fish are ugly.
No, but I get
catfish swimming
they're
in
ugly.
Between your legs. Think about it.
Like, sometimes I go like wave running, which is like, you know, like sea-doos and stuff. And then sometimes you have to like swim out to them to get them like sea-doos and stuff. You have to get them like unconnected from things. And like I remember sometimes your mind plays tricks on you and you're like, there's a shark underneath you and you're like, what? What?
F that, dude. I don't know. I don't like the only lakes that I enjoy being in, if you go up into the northern Minnesota by Canada, the boundary waters, there's a shitload of lakes and they're all like interconnected, either with each other via streams or through these hiking paths. So people go up there and they canoe and then I've actually done it once before, like you take your canoe on your back and you walk to the next lake and then you go across it. But those lakes up there, I think it's because they are so cold that they're like clear.
Okay, yeah.
And so like I've literally like bathed in them and like I would never do that before. Like I hate lakes. Yeah, like but they're so pretty and like I like that you can see through them. And you can see through the ocean mostly, right? When you're swimming.
Yeah. But not necessarily so much when you're swimming, but that can make it worse too because if there is something underneath you. Oh god. No, I don't like this.
God.
No.
Stingrays, whatever.
Yeah, just anything. Oh god.
Dude. Even just like plants touching me, I don't mess with that either.
Yeah, no, when you can feel like the seaweed touching your feet, it's like, oh my god.
At my grandpa's lake, I went in there as a little kid and they didn't de-weed one summer.
Oh no.
And I had to like walk through like
and you can feel it.
It's like bushes of like seaweed and there's stuff in there, there's fish in there. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe people that like swim in lakes or oceans all the time are like, these two chicks, they probably don't go outside. They're afraid of everything.
Oh, but no.
For real, I am. I don't know, but like, lakes.
I'm not afraid of everything. It's just water, man. It's just, and I'm not scared of the lake when I step in the lake and I feel things. It's just kind of, it doesn't feel nice on your feet. It's just the ocean itself. There are bad things in the ocean.
Yeah.
Humans don't belong in the ocean.
No, yeah. The ocean is full of like shit that we haven't even discovered. We've discovered more stuff in space than we have in our own ocean that we're stuck with.
Because it just goes so deep down that we can't get there.
Did you see
it's
that,
so dark.
That big picture of, I mean, it looks to me like a whale, but did you see the picture of the big, big thing that was washed up?
Yeah.
First of all, those dudes were like in the water with it's like blood and decomposing like everywhere. And I'm like, that smell, like I can't believe they're in the water with it. Maybe
that's their life. That's
maybe
their
I'm
life.
Just a wuss, though. I really am sounding like a complete wuss.
No, you're good. That's their life. That's it's their life. The same thing. People get in the water with dead bodies too, and they have to get those out. And
could you imagine finding a dead body, bro, like in a river or something?
It's pretty common.
No, what? You've seen one?
No, I haven't, but it is pretty common. Like,
you made it sound like, oh yeah, I was on
people go missing and stuff. They usually turn up in water somehow.
That's true. It actually just happened here recently. Down in the Mississippi River starts in Minnesota. Did you know that? Yeah,
I did not know that.
We're cool. So there's like, I guess people go missing. They go around. They're drinking and they go down around like by the banks, I guess, and. They're gone. And then you don't find them until later. They wash up, which is so disgusting. I don't know. We should stop talking about this because I'm starting to think of like gross
stuff you don't want to think about.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about like gross like water stuff, and I don't like it.
Gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, literally never gonna go swimming again if I keep talking about this.
Oh man.
But we've hit an hour, I think. From what I could tell, we're hitting an hour.
Yeah.
Is there any other added topics you want to discuss?
No, I feel like we covered pretty much everything.
We talked about a lot of random shit today.
Yeah, it was a random podcast
Last week was a really intense. I think it was our most intense podcast. We were talking about
13 Reasons Why.
13 Reasons Why. What else did we talk about that was...
A little bit of the Daddy of Five. Then like World War II, but specifically like Nazi imagery in it. So
Nazi imagery. So it was like real serious talk last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
This week was more like,
like,
do you think
y'all hear
Avril
about
Lavigne's
Avril?
alive?
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm afraid of the lake too, dude. Like,
Dude, oh,
the
man,
sun
the lake.
sucks.
Yeah.
Good podcast.
Oh man.
What
Solid
cool, man.
podcast.
Yeah, solid. Another one in the books. We're gonna probably have a guest next week. But if not, even if we do have a guest, give us some topics down below that you want to see us talk about or questions you'd like us to answer. We'd love to see your comments. I especially appreciate it if you guys made it all the way to the end of the episode. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe to Amanda. Follow her Twitch. Follow her other social media. It's all the same. Amanda the Jedi. She tweets funny things.
Sometimes.
Kinda, not really. No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't give you too much props. I couldn't give you too much.
I get it.
Follow me for mediocre tweets as well at Optic Midnight. All my stuff is obviously down below. Subscribe to the channel. Follow my Twitch because I do mostly stream now. And yeah, I like big butts. I cannot lie. I'm gonna end the stream now. Bye.
That's a solid.
Still no outro.
I thought you